Saturday evening in the NFL, the Seattle Seahawks host the Detroit Lions in an NFC wildcard matchup. Let's bring our friend Chuck Esposito, Sunset Station Sportsbook Director, in from the desert to discuss why the Seahawks are such big favorites. I guess it shouldn't surprise Chuck. They're at home and they're favored by 8 points over a Lions team that is dealing with some injuries on the offensive side of the ball. But the Seahawks haven't necessarily been the most consistently dominant team this season. Why do you think 8 is the number that Vegas settled on?
Well, I think when you look at Seattle, Tyler, 7-1 at home this year, tied for the best home record with Dallas, New York, and the Houston Texans. The second least amount of points that given up this year. Actually, the third least amount of points after the Giants and Patriots. So they are a dominant team at home. And I think you look at Detroit, who kind of limps into the playoffs, losing 3 straight games. They've had some injuries, including Stafford. They have no wins against playoff teams this year and are actually 0-5 against playoff teams this year. So I think a lot points to Seattle. Yet these two teams played last year on a primetime game that Detroit had an opportunity to win late. Calvin Johnson fumbled while going into the end zone, and then a very controversial call as Seattle punched it out of the end zone. Although he still gave Seattle the ball, it really should have gone back to Detroit. So I think they have to be over a touchdown favorite here. A lot points to Seattle because they're so dominant at home. The weather conditions are supposed to be pretty cold and some wind and maybe some rain there, and that's why you're seeing them over a touchdown favorite.
The Seahawks, though, Chuck, aren't the largest home favorite that will play this weekend. To find out why the Pittsburgh Steelers have such a big advantage over the Miami Dolphins, search those two teams on your 120 app and find out whether or not Chuck is going to tell you bettors are willing to give all those points with the Steelers at home against the Dolphins. That conversation on demand on your 120 app.